Hello, my name is Riley Harris, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why I believe the town board should hire a police and fire liaison officer. Basic idea is that it would create a new job for a public liaison member that would report to a town board member, which is chairperson or chairman, or maybe a newly elected position. The liaison member would report to this board member to discuss recent and upcoming events, such as maybe a town, the water ski show, a picnic, recent and upcoming, stuff like that. Reports on current and recent cases for both the fire and police department, such as accidents that the fire department goes on, fire that the police to the fire go on, police such as like current cases with the detective or current or recent or past stuff too as well. They would also write a newsletter to the town discussing what has happened, when and where the monthly meetings that would be open for the town to come and ask questions for the police and the fire, to eat and see what the department does. They would also create events for people, um, such as maybe a gun raffle, a picnic, those things that I mentioned before. They would create these events for the public to show up to, and they would work with local media to give the correct picture of things such as recent events or stuff like that, instead of what will get them a story. My reasoning behind it is that it would help build trust and respect for both sides of the department and community, which is a very big and important aspect if you want to have a striving community who trusts your departments, who trusts that you'll get the job done, that you'll save property, that you'll save people. You need that trust and you need that respect. It allows for transparency, and there are levels to this transparency, obviously, but because we don't want to be too transparent with what we're saying, what we're doing, but enough transparency where people don't feel like they're left out, where they can see like, oh yes, that's what he meant to do, or yeah, oh yes, that's exactly how I feel about things. And in this day and age, the police and the fire need our support, or the community support, more than ever due to recent events that have happened. And having that support may motivate the police and the fire to do a better job than they currently are doing, or to continue to doing a good job as they are now. They'd also work. It's a good chance to work with the media. So instead of having the media paint the bad picture, they'd be able to paint a good picture and stuff like that. So some approximate costs, it would include a food and beverage for the meetings, the events, a newsletter, maybe paying the officers and stuff like that for doing this. To counteract this, we could do some raffles, just a gun raffle, offer little prizes out for the community to raffle and stuff like that to attract people to come as well as another thing. I'd estimate that 15 grand would be needed for this, for the entirety of this. A year. Most of it would be used for the gun raffle, 10 grand. According to recent raffles by the fire department and from the statement from a treasurer for the fire department, they recently did a gun raffle and they used $10,000 of their own money, and they've earned that back plus some with doing this gun raffle. So it's a very good idea to get these donations and the raffles that we'd earn back most of this money, and we could maybe pay salaries of people. What it will achieve. This gives the public the chance to see what the departments are doing for them, which is very important, because if they feel like they aren't doing a good job or they're doing anything for them, then they're able to tell this member, the liaison member, that, hey, I feel like this and this or so and so or whatever, and maybe things will change. We're hoping things would change. It would motivate both departments to be more efficient with community being incorporated in. Allowing, since the community is more tightly intertwined now with this, it would allow for reports to maybe be a little better, or for the just to get things done more efficiently, kind of thing, with the community being there. It creates trust. As I said before, trust is a very big thing, and you need it for both departments, and to have a striving community. And it makes the community feel like they are being protected and that they are safe. Benefits, that would be the motivation for both departments to do best or the better. Since the community can more closely watch them now, it gives the departments a chance to see what the community views of them. So that means if the views are high, maybe they're doing a really good job and the support for them is high, they continue doing that good job. And they'll continue to have that support from the community, continue doing that good job. And it's back and forth. While if the views are low, then maybe they'll change some things to maybe make those views high, do some things differently, patrol some different areas, stuff like that. And the community can be more openly support the departments at these meetings as well. How it builds a better relationship. This allows for the community to view the departments so they can gauge how well they are being protected and served, which is important because if they don't feel like they're being protected or served at all, then what are they going to do? They're not going to care if something happens or something like that. They're not going to call. And that leads to the next thing. It opens the door for people who would not normally report things, which is good. Let's say they come to one of the recent meetings and they find out that the police and the fire are not that bad of the people that the media has painted them out to be. And then there's a fight or something happening. They are more likely to then call the police or the fire department or 911 because now they have that sense of, oh, I trust these guys now because I've seen how they are. So then we'd have one more person to report things. And trust, as I said, it creates that trust between everyone and gives more support from the community. Some testimonials that I have. Anthony, a recent move, he moved away from Grand Rapids, but public liaison is the face to the public. He thinks that only one that should report to the chairperson. He also thinks that it is a good idea to have these events because it allows for the public relations to really strive. And then Kevin, the treasurer of the fire, also thinks it's a good idea. Figuring out the costs would be the only thing he would change, but that is something that would get fixed and finalized if the town board approves. I appreciate your time and for listening to me about my idea, and I really hope you consider it. Thank you.